What it do, YouTube? It's your boy, MYA Demi. At it again with another YouTube video, man. Y'all already know. On the road to 300 subscribers, man. But today's is about the first time I got arrested at age 14, man. Alright, so we gonna start it off like this. It was me and my boys. It was his birthday, yeah, it was his birthday. We went to the mall, right? And then we went to the movies. We saw a good movie, but I forgot the movie's name though. It was a good movie. And then we was hungry. We were hungry. And then one of my boys go, "You want some food?" And we're like, "Yeah." So we go to the food court. And then you know how you wait on the line to get your food on the food court? So he told me to watch him do something. So I'm watching him at the time. He gets his food and he cuts the line. And I'm like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Bro, I don't got money. I'm not gonna pay for this." And I was like, "Bro, chill." And then we go, and then he got me my food. And then he said, "Are you thirsty?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then he goes, "So y'all know the little displays of the soda cans they have over there? He got like two cokes of that, two like cokes or Sprite or whatever he got. He got two of them bitches, and he came at me laughing. And I'm like, "Bruh, chill." And then we were walking around the mall, we were having fun. And then we go into a store. We go into Marshalls, and then he starts screaming. And then at the time it was like quiet, and like I couldn't do nothing about it. And then he goes, "I need me a pair of shoes." He goes, he like I don't know what he does. I forgot what he does. He like what's it called? He goes to the shoe area, and he saw some really nice ass Jordans. I'm not gonna lie, or some like good ass Jordans. And he stuffs it in his book bags. He puts it in his book bag, and he walks out. And like, keep in fact, there was a black guy right next to him. And so you know the little beeper sound when you leave the store, it beeps when you have something. So it beeps, and then he keeps on walking out like if it's not him. And then the girl from Marshalls, she picks on the black guy instead of one of my boys. And I'm like, "But chill, but you can't do that." And then we go again. We went to Bass Pro Shop, right? You know, in Bass Pro Shop they have those BB guns, like those fake guns. So yeah, my boy he grabs like three of them guns. He grabs like three of them, and then he was like messing around with them. Damn, he was messing around with them, and then he puts them in his bag again. And I'm like, "Bruh, we're gonna get arrested for this." And he's like, "Nah, nah, chill, chill, chill. They don't know that we're stealing." So wow, we went to walk again across the mall, and then we got to Foot Locker. And then we go. He was like trying on some shoes to see what he liked and what shoe looked cool on him. So he found the pair of shoes he wanted, and he goes and he stares at me, and he gives me a sign, and he was like, "You ready?" And I'm like, "For what?" And he goes, you know how in Foot Locker they give you the shoes and they leave. He goes once the worker left, he puts the shoes in his book bag, and then he goes and then like a dumbass, he forgets to put the box in the bag. And then he goes walking out, and then we hear one of the workers say, "Hey, come back, come back." And at that point, but we were like, "But we're gonna get caught, we're gonna get caught, we're gonna get caught." And then we ran out, and then we didn't know what to do after, so we went home. We all stayed over at my boy's house, right? Blah blah blah. The next day comes. It was me and him and like two other people. Y'all probably know one of them. Shout out White Post. That's one of them. So yeah, we go back to the mall, Gurnba, cause he said he forgot the BBs of the guns, so he wanted to steal them. He wanted to get them. Alright, so we go back to Bass Pro Shop, and we're stealing again. And then we go. He steals the BB guns, the BBs of the guns. And then we're chilling, blah. We were hungry, but this time we had money, so we were chilling. And there's a security guard at the area where we eat, like the outside area. where we eat, there's a security guard. He comes out. He stares at us for like a quick second, and then I told my boy, "Yo, we should dip." And he was like, "Nah, nah, nah, bro. We're good. We're good. We're good." And keep in mind, we still had the we bought the BB guns to the mall that day. So we had the BB guns on us. So yeah, he goes, and I tell him, "Let's go." And he was like, "Nah, nah, chill, chill. We're not gonna get caught." And then boom, at that second, the security guard comes at us again, and he said, "I need both of you guys to come with me right now." He goes, we go, we get up, like, "Oh, what's happening?" And then he tells us, "Oh, you guys were the guys who stole the pair of shoes last night at Foot Locker?" And then we said no, and he was like, "Stop lying, man. We have you on footage." So at that point, we said, "Yeah, it was us." So we were walking to the back, and then on the way walking to the back, keep him on the way walking to the back, my boy goes, "On three, we run." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And he counts up to three. We start hauling ass. We start sprinting, and then the officer came to find us. And then my boy turned around and he shot a BB gun at the officer. He shot a BB gun like two or three, and then they sent the dog to go after us. And then I was scared because I don't like dogs. So there was like a little playground area for little kids. I was on top of like a little toy area where we play, where we chill. And then I was scared, and then I was crying in the middle of the little kid playground, and they caught me. And then like an hour later, an hour later, they found my boy in the bathroom. And keep in mind, there's still two other people that I didn't even know about. So we go to the back, they caught us, and then they pointed out the taser at us. They were gonna tase us, but then my boy like gave the gun. They searched my boy, and he gave the gun back to the officer. And then we go, and they were like, "I know there's two other people here. Where are they?" And I wasn't gonna say nothing. And then my boy goes, "Oh, I think they're buying pizza." And then my boy didn't have a number, didn't have a phone, so they made me call one of them. And I called them. I'm like, "Yo, where you at?" Because the officer said not to make it look like they were gonna arrest them too. So I was like, "Yo, where you guys at?" They were like, "Oh, yo, we're at the food court buying some pizza." And I'm like, "Alright." And then we go, but my boy had a whole bag of BB guns in his bag, like five, then six of them in his bag. And they were like, "Drop the bag, get on the floor, get on the floor." And then my boy, like an idiot, he took off the book bag and he threw it. He threw it, and then they put my boy at the gunpoint because they didn't know. They thought there was something else in the bag. They didn't know what was in the bag yet. And then that's when White Post came in, and he had nothing to do. White Post just got to the mall, and he was like, "Oh, what's happening? What's happening?" So they get both of us. They get both of them, and then we go back to the back. And then one of my boys were like already there, and we go in. We're all crying. We were all crying. And then he goes, "Hey guys," and I'm like, "Bro." And in my head, I was like, "Bro, it's not funny." And then he was laughing. And then we were like, they told us to sit down and be quiet, and we weren't paying attention to them, so we were just talking and talking. And then the officer told us to shut up. If not, y'all gonna get something. I forgot what he said that day. And then we had one of my boys who his mom doesn't have papers, and he was saying my mom was gonna get deported back to Venezuela, and I was laughing. me and my me and my boy White Boys were laughing at the floor, and the officers kept on calling us dickheads. So we go. They call our parents. Of course, my dad didn't answer, so they had to call. They had to call. They called White Post mom, and White Post mom had to call my dad. And then boom, my dad pulls up with White Post mom, and then like the kid crying saying his mom was gonna get deported. Everyone's mom put up basically. So at that point, they tell us to go talk to our dads. And then my dad was talking to me. He was so mad, man. Now he hit me in the balls. He was so mad. He hit me in the balls. And then it was one of my boys, and it was my boy's turn right after. and his mom got a like his boot, like her boot or something, and hit him across the face. Like it was loud, like you could hear it like in the back, and it was like, and the officers were laughing, and then White Post had a Jew on him at the time, and the officers say, "Oh, what is this?" And the officers didn't know it was a Jew, right? And they were like, "Oh," they put it back in his wallet, and then they opened my boy's bag, and they find BB guns, and we're like, "Oh, what is this? This is all loaded and everything." And then my boy, he stole, and then they open his bag again. They find chocolate that he stole, and they're like, "Oh," the officer was like, "Oh, what is this, Molly?" And then the officers were laughing and laughing, and then they go to my boy's bag again. They find a condom, and the officers ask, "What were you gonna do with this?" And then the person was like, "Oh, after the mall, I was gonna go to my girl's house and do something with her." And then we were all laughing at the floor because it was a funny situation. Because like it was funny. The officer found the condom and everything, and we were like, "Bruh." And the officer, "You think this is a phone? You think this is a joke? You think life is a joke? Well, watch." And then after all that happened, they did all the paperwork and everything. It was, and then two White Posts left. He like left, and then it was me and my other boy, and the other boy that his mom was gonna get deported to Venezuela, he left. We didn't hear about him. He just left. So it was me and my boy in the back of the cop car, man. And we were crying, man. We were like crying, dude. We didn't know what to do. We thought we were gonna get like bullied in jail or something, man. Or juvenile detention center, wherever we went. I forgot. And then we were crying in the cop car, man. And we go to the police station. And then they got pizza. They were ordering pizza. And then the pizza got there. The pizza got there, and then we were like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" I was talking to my boy, and he was like, and then my boy called the officer, "Can I talk to my mom?" And the officer said no. And then my boy goes, "Please." And then the officer kept on saying, "What?" And then the officer kept on saying, "Okay, we'll let you call her." And then my boy calls his mom and tell her that to pick him up after. And his mom was like, "No, you're gonna stay there for a week." And then at that point, I was already crying, bro. And then like my boy was like, "Bruh, like, are you for real, mom?" And his mom was like, "Yes, you deserve the punishment that you did." And then we were like, and then the pizza got there. And then the officers, they're nice. Like one of them were nice and said, "Are you guys hungry?" And we say yes. And then they gave us like 2 slices of pizza, man. Like they're nice officers. And then they gave us the 2 slices of pizza, and then we go to downtown, like a downtown area. It's called the Juvenile Detention Center. It's like in downtown. And then we go. It was like a little area with like kids there. And then we're chilling. They tell us to put our fingerprints. We did all of that, and then we got set up, and then it was like a little area with chairs on. We're chilling, and then they tell us that we were hungry, and we were, and they gave us like a really bad sandwich, but it was like, I don't even know if that was ham, bro. It was like bologna ham. It was like some fake ass thing. The only thing I ate was the little crackers and the apple juice that they gave us. So yeah, it was like 3 a.m. and then they busted another guy. It was like a big guy, bro, and we saw him trying to like escape that little area. And I look at my boy, and like I was crying. I started crying again, man, because we were 14 at the time, but we were 14. And then yeah, and then we stood there for a week, and then I didn't see my boy anymore until we got out. I stayed there for a week. My dad paid, so I could my dad paid the bond so I could like leave. And then that's pretty much it, but y'all don't steal if y'all need to, but we just did it because we were dumb and stupid. But y'all don't need to do that. I don't want y'all to go to the same thing what I went through. Y'all already know. It's your boy MYA, Demi. Back at it again. So I haven't been posting too much because I've been focusing on school. And then yeah, so don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, man. And don't forget to drop a like, man. Peace out.